This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey, good morning. Welcome on into your Wednesday. And first of all, welcome back. Welcome back to the First Alert Weather Breakdown. Hold up. There we go. One thing I always forget to do on this stream is turn up my volume just a little bit more. That's all. I just feel like it needs to, I don't know. It's so the mic levels are a little better. Hopefully that's better for you guys. You guys are watching the stream here at the house. Anyways, welcome on back to the First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Thank you for joining us on the First Alert Weather Breakdown. We had yesterday off. Unfortunately, I had to do something. CJ is off all week. He is, I should go say what he is. He's off on his Thanksgiving break. He's enjoying his time off. So kudos to him. He will not be back until next work week. I already have lots of good content lined up for next week because this week's kind of I don't know. It's kind of put in for. I have content for this week. We talked about the bomb cyclone on Monday. Today, we're going to go over. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going over for today. We're previewing Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's tomorrow, and the thing best paired with Thanksgiving is football across the ArkLaTex. Most importantly, for Thanksgiving, football is going to be paired with Cowboys. Cowboys have their annual game, their annual Thanksgiving game, tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 over in Jerry World in Arlington, Texas. They will be taking on the New York Giants tomorrow afternoon. So those of you heading out to that game will have that forecast. We'll also go ahead and go over the rest of the sports forecasts, which are coming on for this coming weekend as well. Lots in store, lots of teams all in action here as we wrap up the football season overall. Keep in mind, real quick, I'll say this again at the end, but we are not going to have an episode for tomorrow. I thought I was going to be able to do that, but we are not doing that tomorrow for your Thanksgiving. Spend time with family. You take time. I know. I could imagine maybe you have like my podcast on while like you're cooking or something like that, but I think we're okay. We're good. I got some things to do anyways for tomorrow for Thanksgiving. I will be here on the morning show. That is KSLA News 12, our morning show. That is still happening tomorrow morning. And then try to spend a little more time with some friends and some family during the day tomorrow for Thanksgiving. All right. So we'll be back on Friday. We will have one more episode this work week after today. I'll go ahead and say we'll have an interview coming in for Black Friday. Our episode on Black Friday, we'll have somebody coming in live and do an episode with him then. I am not going to spoil who that is until the end of this episode. You'll have to wait and find out who that is. Yeah, so we're talking about Thanksgiving. We're talking about football. The two, I wouldn't say best things paired together. That's a little opinionated, but we're giving you forecasts essentially. Moving on for Thanksgiving, we'll also provide a little context around the region because I know obviously big travel day as well here for today as much as it was yesterday. We'll give you some hints then. And we'll see how this goes. So local forecast and football forecast is what we're going with here for today's podcast. Now, we've been outside. Boy, first of all, this entire work week, let me just sum up the weather here in in one word, a roller coaster. I guess technically that's two words, but you get the point. It's one main thing, one main idea that we are focused on with our ArkLaTex weather, and that is an absolute roller coaster, and that specifically refers to the temperatures as well. They've been all over the place. Ridiculous. Quite ridiculous, honestly. We start off with the warm upper 70s and lower 80s for highs on Monday. Yesterday, highs were only in the lower 60s. Today, once again, highs are in the mid to upper 70s. In fact, let's go ahead and get into a portion of our local forecast here, which I first wanted to start off with, but just by looking at the current temperatures around the ArkLaTex, all right? It is they're getting up there. 66 already in Shreveport, 63 for Texarkana, 63 in Center. 67 though for Longview, and again, keep in mind it's only 10:30 in the morning. Still plenty of time for these temperatures to rise for the rest of today. Now, we still bumped into my mic a little bit there. We still have we still have another part of this roller coaster happening for tomorrow, and that's going to be our big cool down, which we're going to get to in this forecast before. I think our temperatures are just going to stay pretty stable once we get into Friday. So that is, again, we said this back on Monday. It's going to be an absolute roller coaster of a work week for the temperatures, and I will say one thing to look out for with this as well is sinuses, and watch your health, because usually when these temperatures swing really quickly in between being hot and cold, that's when you can get sick sometimes, especially with quick cold weather, quick heat coming back into the ArkLaTex. It just messes yourself up a little bit. So again, in for today, warm, much warmer. It's gonna be t-shirt and shorts soon. If it honestly, I'd already consider this, for me at least, t-shirt and shorts weather around the ArkLaTex. It is a cloudy day today, though. I will say that. We're going to have plenty of shade from the sunlight, even though it is a warm day, and that's because we're bringing in warm, moist air into the ArkLaTex. So the best phrase to keep in mind in for the day today is we have, or at least the best phrase with the weather conditions is or when it comes to the skies, I guess is what I'm referring to, / the chance of rain. We have enough moisture for the cloud cover. We do not have nearly enough moisture for the rain. There could be a stray chance of rain here late tonight, heading into early tomorrow morning. But besides that, I am not looking at much in terms of wet weather around the ArkLaTex for the next several days. Yeah, so we'll talk about that more in store in just a little bit in this forecast too. Window row camera, we are getting some sunlight around here. It's still mostly cloudy, got some high cirrus clouds around Texarkana, but at least we're bringing in a good amount of sunlight there to enjoy on the northern half of the ArkLaTex. So what to wear out the door? This might be the final time we mention this this year. T-shirt and shorts. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I've already looked at the 12-day forecast. I think this will be the last time you need the T-shirt and shorts out the door. I truly believe it. It's already ridiculous enough that it is November 27th and I'm recommending T-shirt and shorts, but it based on the conditions around, based on the temperatures around, that's what you need. All right, here's a look at our IR satellite. Again, there's just the moisture, the cloud cover coming in from the west. It's all coming from our low pressure center, which is slowly but surely moving, and we have a warm front that's pretty much progressing through the region right now. But watch the cold front. That same low pressure system is also attached to a cold front too, so there's just going to be that warm front moving in first to warm us on up for a period of time before the cold front then swings on in and cools us down quickly shortly afterwards. So again, we're just going to be hanging past the warm front before we get to the cold front just for a little bit of time. Just for a little bit of time. So here's how that looks on our future track first of all with the conditions before we get into the temperatures. So for today, again, cloudy. It's going to be mostly cloudy throughout the bulk of the day. I wouldn't be surprised to see some peaks of some sunshine, don't get me wrong, but there's going to be definitely some clouds in some capacity throughout your Wednesday. That also continues in for Thanksgiving, honestly, here for tomorrow too, for the most part, before the sunlight is going to come back out just in time for Black Friday. So here's how our temperatures work with the fronts moving on through. Warm front moves past here definitely by the early afternoon hours, and look at our high temperatures, mid to upper 70s later on today. Then the cold front comes through, I'd probably say early tomorrow morning, and it's gonna start to affect our temperatures a little bit with lows getting down into the mid 40s probably for the most part here for your Thursday. But that colder air is especially going to filter in the ArkLaTex here for tomorrow afternoon for Thanksgiving, because it's going to limit how much our high temperatures are expected to be, or it's going to limit how much our temperatures are expected to warm up throughout Thanksgiving. Highs tomorrow only in the upper 50s. There's some other models that have us getting into the lower 60s, but I'm going mid to upper 50s here for tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be much chillier here for your Thursday. And then Friday morning is finally when we return back with those bitter cold mornings. And I will say, it's going to start on Friday, and it's going to carry on for the next several days. Finally, our temperatures stay pretty stable, pretty streamlined after Friday, which is good enough for our sinuses, but that means that you're going to say goodbye to the warm weather, which I know some of you have been looking forward to for quite some time. So here's how tomorrow works for Thanksgiving. Again, we start off the morning not too shabby with the temperatures. And what I mean by that is it's not going to be bitter cold tomorrow morning. Again, lows are pretty much into the mid to upper 40s across the ArkLaTex. Maybe a 10% chance of a shower. And for tomorrow afternoon, you got highs around 60 degrees, but mostly in the upper 50s. With slightly breezy conditions, and those breezy conditions are going to bring in cooler weather, too. So watch out for that as well. Before right around, I guess that's 8 p.m. is definitely past mealtime, at least for me on Thanksgiving Day. But temperatures will be settling into the 40s quickly for the late night hours in for Thanksgiving night. And then there's your Black Friday and weekend following, 50s. Yeah, it's going to stay streamlined, very chilly here with 50s for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And another thing to watch out for with this is going to be the low temperatures. We start again with those bitter cold mornings on Friday morning with lows around 38 for Shreveport in particular on Friday morning. Excuse me. And then we have 30s ongoing through the weekend to start off the morning hours, and 30s also for next work week too. Again, 50s. We're keeping those temperatures pretty streamlined. That is after today. Today, just a abnormally warm day, especially for late November. 77 degrees this afternoon in Shreveport. Again, the rain stays away pretty much for the most part for the next few days. Rain definitely stays away for Friday and the weekend and into Monday, too. We do have a slight chance of rain creeping into Tuesday, but some of that will most likely come with our next major chance of rain, which as of right now looks to happen in the middle of next work week, which is more showing up on that 12-day forecast. And we'll hopefully get a better idea of that getting closer to the weekend. But as for now, again, have a happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a little chilly around the ArkLaTex as shown here, with highs only around 60 degrees. Finally starting to feel a lot more like fall, but I'm finally looking forward to it feeling more consistently like fall around here, especially for, again, our health. This work week, it's good that we're keeping the rain away, at least for outdoor plans, but boy, those temperatures, again, all over the place. We're just in the middle of the ride right now. With us going back up the hill before going straight back down tomorrow. All right, with the chillier weather coming in, guess what? It's going to be colder in for some outdoor football games, that is, over the next several days. We're going to go over your sports forecast and your Dallas Cowboys Thanksgiving forecast and other games happening this weekend coming up after this. All right, welcome on back. KSLA News 12. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. Thank you for watching First Alert Weather Breakdown. We're getting to our exclusive content, which for the middle of the week would usually be more scientific. We talk about maybe explaining some science things. For a usual Wednesday, sometimes it would be a meteorologist chat. We did want to do that this week, by the way, but CJ's out of town, and all of us collectively agreed we kind of want all four of us to be there on the Met Check, because that's kind of the point of having those meteorological that's how you know this is live. Meteorological chats. There we go. When I calm down and actually focus on the word, great things happen. Anyways, so yes, the point of having those Met chats, so to speak, is to have all four of us there. And again, CJ's out all week. It's a holiday week, so we decided against it here for this work week. So instead of doing that today, we're doing sports, because Thanksgiving and sports, at least for me and growing up in my household, it's kind of a staple growing up. Watching football on Thanksgiving, especially the 3 NFL games on. There's also some college games on too. I think the Egg Bowl. I think Mississippi State and Ole Miss also play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, too. Besides that, we're also going to go ahead and look at the rest of the football games coming up here for Friday and this weekend. Speaking of Friday, there's still some high school playoffs to be played around the ArkLaTex. So, yeah. Get ready here. I believe, I know one team playing here locally. I saw a sign on the street, I think it was yesterday. Airline in Bossier, is playing Destrehan. The Destrehan Wildcats from, the suburbs of Louisiana. By the way, Destrehan is, close to my quote unquote, where I grew up, actually. So that kind of hits a little more home for me. But anyways, I saw a sign for Destrehan playing Airline, which is in Bossier here. Friday night, and I think it's the quarterfinals for high school playoffs now, and only a scarce few teams are left, especially playing around here for high school football. So definitely one of the last weekends for that period. For your Friday night, it's going to be cold. Lower 40s, maybe even upper 30s around here late at night. Watch out for that. Dress up in some, probably, especially since you'll be sitting down in the cold bleachers, I'd go ahead and bring out that heavy coat for that night. It'll be nice weather to probably, again, just get a blanket, get a bunch of coats, and cheer on for your high school teams in the playoffs. All right. Coming on this Saturday, this is senior night. This will be the final game of the season for LA Tech. I believe they've missed the chance of getting into a bowl game as well. Yeah, this will be senior day on Saturday, their final game of the regular season again. It'll be at 3 p.m. on Saturday. They are taking on the Kennesaw State Owls, who I believe are from Georgia. Kickoff at 3 p.m., 56 degrees, but watch that temperature dropping very quickly once the sun goes down, which will probably be even before halftime. Temperature's down to 43 by the end of regulation, so it'll start off just a little chilly, but it'll really get cold here. Especially as the game exponentially progresses. There. LSU also has their final game of the home season, taking on Oklahoma. Intriguing matchup there. They're taking them on in Baton Rouge and Death Valley. Kind of similar conditions around there, especially because their game starts later at night, 6 p.m., so it'll already be dark. Starting off still in the 50s, it looks like, for kickoff, but quickly getting down into those 40s there by the end of regulation. All right, then Thursday afternoon, Thanksgiving, just for tomorrow afternoon, the Cowboys are at home taking on the New York Giants. So rivalry matchup coming up for this Thanksgiving for the Dallas Cowboys at home. It'll be very cloudy, kind of what it is here for today. 50 degrees. It'll be very chilly as well. Again, highs looking only in the lower 50s out for Dallas here for tomorrow, and Arlington as well. Yeah, so cloudy, but notice the chance of rain pretty much is non-existent, which is good. It'll just be a little breezy bringing in those cooler winds. So again, make sure you bundle up, but at least you won't have any cold rain to deal with. Cold rain, just so you know, is one of my least favorite weather environments to be in. I usually love being in most weather environments, and I love being in the rain. I love being in the cold, but combining them together, it's not fun for me. It is not fun. All right, last game we wanted to forecast here for you is Saints. Saints are still in action this weekend. They're on Sunday in the afternoon. They have an afternoon game in the Dome this weekend, taking on the Los Angeles Rams. 50s there during the day for a 3 p.m. kickoff. By the way, that halftime in regulation should be mostly clear instead of mostly sunny. The sun will be down during. Not that it matters and affects the game at all, but it'll be. The sun won't be out by the time you get out of the Superdome is the point. With temperatures in the lower 50s getting out of the Superdome and temperatures around 60 degrees going into the Dome there for that morning. So just probably sweater weather around there. Maybe even just a little less than that, actually. Especially heading into the game. Maybe heading out is a little more sweater weather for you in New Orleans. All right, let's check at your football forecast again. Hopefully, at least for me, I know I'm going to appreciate watching some of the games on for Thanksgiving Day. Will be intriguing. Again, just the main point there is to definitely bundle up. Bundle up in all those games. All right, coming back, we're going to recap this episode, and we'll look forward to Friday's episode. Again, we do not have an episode for tomorrow. We'll reiterate that one more time here on this last break, and we'll give you a preview of what you can expect for your Friday coming up after this. All right, welcome back to KSLA News 12. We got to wrap this episode actually up real quick because we got something else coming on the stream for KSLA.com and anywhere you're watching this live stream. There will be something coming up at 11 a.m. I'll also tease to that in just a little bit. As for now, thank you again for watching this episode. You enjoy your Thanksgiving. Just want to really quick reiterate that for KSLA News 12, first start with a breakdown. Again, I will not be doing a show tomorrow for your Thanksgiving. I will be enjoying Thanksgiving with how it's supposed to be spent with friends and with family around here. So yeah, it'll be a great time for me. I hope you have a great time around for tomorrow. And again, just from those of us here at the KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Team, period, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Don't forget the jacket out the door. It's going to be a little chilly, especially during the day here for Thanksgiving. But we have the best gift of all, which is definitely dry conditions around here. It's a pretty good weather overall because, again, we're staying dry, and it's a lot more fall-like around here as well. All right, so coming up on Friday, we have the National Weather Service coming in for an interview. They will be with me live on the desk, which is right across from here. Right now it is empty. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to that coming up a little bit, coming up on Friday, not a little bit later. On Friday, National Weather Service will be here. We will interview them, talk about some things that have been happening around the past, and look forward to what you can expect coming in for your winter. Will it be warmer, colder than average? Will it be wetter, drier than average? We'll go over those kind of questions then. All right. Coming up next at 11 o'clock, we will have ArkLaTex Artistry coming up then. You want to stick around for that if you're watching on KSLA.com and on our live stream. As for us on First Alert Weather Breakdown, again, have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you back here on Friday at 10:30. Be there, be square, and most importantly, be weather aware. See ya, and have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll be back on Friday.